It really stinks.
Jeff? Yeah? Well, life is rough.
You have no right to arrest me.
Bribing a police officer, assaulting a police officer. Kid, I got you dead to rights.
You were harassing my friend.
Your friends are loser punks.
Hey, watch it. You don't have to be so rough. He's just a kid.
This is how it starts, folks.
Listen, he wasn't hurting anyone, okay? He was hanging out with some friends at the boathouse.
He's never been in trouble like this before. If you just let me explain.
Mom, put out, okay?
I can take care of myself.
JR, let me talk, okay?
Mom, I don't want you here. Well, you realize what kind of trouble you're in. Stay out of it, Mom, okay?
Dixie, one second. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? But under the circumstances, I think maybe the best thing for him is a little tough love.
He's just a little boy.
Who knows the difference between right and wrong. And if we clean up his mess, how's that going to help him?
I get a phone call. I'd like to call my lawyer, Barry Shire. It's the best money can buy.
Big whoop.
Give me the phone now.
Officer,
Are you the kid's dad?
no, I'm his stepfather.
Figures he's from a broken home.
After you process JR, you think you could release him into his mother's custody?
That'll be up to the judge.
When are we going to see the judge?
Tomorrow. Tonight, your stepson spends the night in lockdown at juvie.
What? No, you are not locking up my son. This is no big deal. You guys can go. Barry's gonna be here in a few minutes, and trust me, he's not gonna let Adam Chandler's son spend the night in Judy Hall.
Think you can buy your way out of trouble? You ever been in jail, kid? The guys in there will knock you right off your pedigree.
Hey, what's your problem? Don't you try to intimidate my son.
Losing it with
You get a kick out of terrorizing children? Is that what your problem
It's
is?
not going to help JR, okay?
I said you guys can go. And if I'm not out of here in an hour, my dad will have your badge.
JR, don't do this. Don't turn into your father.
You turn into somebody else. Why can't I?
Let's get you printed.
You've really got to hold it together. You got to take it easy. Now is not the time to start going through our problems in public, okay? This is not the time to start lecturing about turning into an Adam clone.
But you just heard him. He just tried to bribe the officer. I mean, how Adam is that? He's only been spending a couple of weeks with him. I mean, can you imagine what he's going to be like if Adam gets full custody?
One crisis at a time, okay? First thing we got to do is get him out of here. Then we'll figure out how to deal with the rest of it.
Okay. All right. I know you're right.
Good.
Thank you. I don't know what I'd do if you weren't here.
See this? This is how my lawyer's going to use you to wipe the floor.
You should counsel your client to keep his lips zipped.
Take it easy, young man.
All right, talk to me. How much trouble are we in?
Well, Officer Perry is charging his son with interfering with a police officer, attempted bribery of a police officer, assaulting a police officer, and resisting arrest.
Is that the arresting officer?
Yeah.
Yes, he's a real jerk, too. I mean, the only reason I got arrested in the first place is because he thinks I cut his son out of some soccer championship. He's out to get me.
Listen to me. Rule number one in a situation like this is you keep your mouth shut. You understand me? Good. Let Barry do the talking.
Officer Perry, if I could have a word.
Adam, can I talk to you for a second? What are you doing here?
Well, isn't that obvious? I'm helping my son beat a bum rap.
You think you're doing him a favor? You're reinforcing the worst possible message.
Oh, and what message might that be?
That actions don't have consequences. If Junior messes up, his rich daddy is going to come along and fix everything.
You'd rather he go to jail?
No, of course I don't. But I don't want him thinking there's a special set of rules for him that don't apply to everybody else just because his dad's got a fat wallet. And for the record, he didn't start getting into trouble until he moved in with you.
Junior's problems began a long time before he moved in.
You know, I'm not going to stand here and watch my son become a selfish, egomaniacal tyrant like his father. I am taking my son back. From now on, Junior is living with me.
We've already discussed this, Dixie. Where JR lives is for him to decide.
I want to stay with Dad.
Adam, excuse me. Excuse me, should you really be doing this right now?
What?
Jared doesn't really need to make a life choice.
Dixie forced this issue long before I
He
did.
doesn't need the conflict.
I need you to stand behind me on this, Liza.
You and Dixie should not be doing this right. This boy is in trouble. You and Dixie should not lock him in the middle of some sort of custody combat. He will get caught in the crossfire.
Liza, I know your intentions are strictly honorable, but I know what's best for my son.
All right. Deal's done. We're releasing the kid.
Thank you very much. Come on, let's just go home, okay?
Dixie, wait. You haven't heard the terms of JR's release.
He's remanded to the custody of his father.
What?
Easy. Mr. Chandler, you and your son have to appear in court tomorrow for a hearing on the charges. We'll be there.
Way to go, Dad. You come through for me.
It's late. Let's go home.
You think we could get some pizza or something?
Sure, why not?
Listen, now, don't forget your bike.
I'm on top of it, Dixie.
JR? Well, that was very nice. I can see Adam's lawyer got to you. What did he offer you? Early pension, expanded benefits, maybe a little something under the table?
Watch it. I gotta file my report.
I can't believe this is happening. I mean, Adam is pulling all the strings again. JR's gonna think that he can get away with anything.
Only temporary.
How can you say that? I'm losing my son.
No, you're not. He's confused. He's acting out, that's all. What we have to do is wait for the dust to settle, and then we'll figure out what the next step is. You just stay put. I'll go get the car.
I know what the next step is.
I'm so sorry I'm late, I
No,
swear.
no. Don't worry about it, okay? Thanks for coming.
You work today?
Shut up. Yes. I subbed for the 10th grade history teacher.
How was it?
Well, do you remember what you were like when you had a sub instead of your usual teacher?
How bad were they?
A little more than the usual. I was a little more wigged out than usual because of JR not even being in the building.
Yeah, I understand. So were the kids talking about him? What happened at the police station?
Every time I turned my back around.
So he's some kind of hero, right? Thank you.
I hate that.
I know. But I gotta tell you, I can't say as I'm surprised.
I just kept thinking about him spending the whole day with Adam, you know?
Learning how to negotiate some hostile takeover.
And worse. But that's not why I invited you here. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to talk about.
Okay. Is something the matter?
No, I hope not. I was wondering if you'd like to move back home.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah. I mean, I just keep thinking of the look on Junior's face when we tell him. He's gonna be so happy. It's gonna make all the difference. What? Wait, what's wrong?
Why do you want me to come home?
Well, I told you because I love you, because I miss you.
And maybe because Adam's making noises about suing you for custody for JR?
Oh, come on, be fair.
Dixie, tell the truth. Would you really want me to come home with you tonight if you knew JR were already there?
I am telling you the truth. I miss our family. Is that so wrong?
No, of course not.
You're just not ready, are you?
I don't want to do it just because it feels comfortable. If I come back to you, it's got to be because we want each other.
You don't think we can get back to that?
I hope we can. I don't think we're there yet. I don't want to get back together for anybody's sake other than our own. Because it's certainly not going to help Junior if we get back together, because of him or because of what we used to have. Dixie, I'm sorry. We got to do it for each other. I mean, I think deep down you know that as well as I do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it could backfire.
For everybody.
I don't want that.
I know. Don't get me wrong. Because I am sorely tempted. I would love nothing more than jump up and grab you by the hand and fly out of here. But I just don't think, now is the right time.
Do you think there will be a right time?
Yeah, I do, I think. I think we got another shot in this, But, I just want to make sure I do everything right, Make sure you do everything right, too. Because one thing's for sure. I don't think I could go through breaking up with you one more time. I don't think I have that in me. You can get that?
Yeah, sorry. Hello. Oh, Liza, hi. What? No. I'll be right there. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, no. Okay, thank you.
Adam?
Yes? He's taking JR before the judge and the whole hearing process without me.
Ben.
Right now.
Come on, we gotta get there. Erica, what are you doing here?
Have you seen JR? You don't know where your son is?
This isn't about Jamie, right?
No, why would it be? He's at Opal's, right?
Is he in there, the judge, I mean?
Yes, David's in there with him.
David Hayward?
Yes.
I've read your petition for a temporary pass out of jail to perform a rather complex procedure on Laura English, Dr. Hayward. It's an extraordinarily unusual request,
Yes, I'm very well aware of that, Your Honor. But just to set the record straight, I'm not the one that made the request. Laura's mother, Brooke English, did.
And somehow this woman has been convinced that no other cardiologist around will perform this procedure?
Well, a lot of doctors could do it, but very few of them would take the chance.
And why would you? Nothing to lose?
Because I know that if I perform the procedure, Laura will live through it. And if that test gives us the answer that I'm afraid it will, then Laura can be put on the fast track for heart donors that much sooner. Without the test, she could just lie in bed getting weaker and weaker.
Laura English needs a heart transplant?
I think she does, Your Honor. But unfortunately, needing a new heart and actually getting one are two very different things.
Brooke, I'm so sorry.
In spite of my feelings for David, I gotta admit he is an excellent doctor. If Dixie would ever get sick again, I'd still want him to treat her.
That's it.
What's it?
That's it. That's what you have to do. You have to go in and tell the judge. You have to testify on David's behalf. You have to tell the judge what a wonderful doctor he is. Tell him that he saved your life. I told him that he saved my life. And the more, the better.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, Eric.
Yes, it is. I know this is loaded for you and Tad, but if it would help me get David to Laura, would you do it?
Of course. Now, ladies. Excuse me, Paul, this couldn't wait. Dixie Martin is also a patient of Dr. David Hayward, and she wants to testify on his behalf.
This isn't sworn testimony, Erica. And I'm not pleased that you've walked into my chambers twice in 1 hour, interrupting
Paul,
with...
please. We're here now. Please just hear her out. Ask her, Dixie. I have a serious heart condition, Your Honor. It's flared up more than once. I've had more than one close call, and each time I have survived those because of the skill and knowledge of David Hayward. I'm here today because of him.
Let me check with the judge, see how long it'll be.
Is my mom here?
Yes, she's in there right now. She's trying to get David Hayward freed.
Wait, JR.
What the hell is she doing, Dad?
You don't...
I trust my life to David Hayward.
No!
Oh, wait a second. This isn't what
You
you
keep
think.
on defending him, Mom. Like he's some kind of superhero. He ruined our lives.
Step outside with me.
Dad, he should be in jail.
Young man.
No, this is freaking unbelievable. He gets away with everything.
JR, why don't you come
After
up
all of this,
Mary?
all he's done, my mom still manages to stick up for him. Just don't see it, do you, Mom?
Wait a second. Wait, wait.
Dixie, I'll handle this.
No, you have to let me explain to him that this is not what he thinks.
Don't you think you've done enough damage?
Just give JR some time to calm down.
I can't believe this is happening.
He had no idea you were defending David for Laura's sake. As soon as he finds out, he'll understand.
What about now? What about what he thinks about me now?
I don't blame you for being upset, son.
What was David Hayward doing in there? He's supposed to be in jail, Dad. He gets away with everything. And how come my mom always sticks up for him?
I don't know. I don't understand your mother's behavior at all. And if Hayward gets off or they drop the charges, he's going to be around your mother's house again. And I know how difficult that is for you.
I hate it. I hate the whole thing.
It's not fair to you, son. I don't think I could stand it if I were in your shoes. I know that's small comfort.
I can't stay there, Dad. I want to live with you and Liza at your house. I have to.
Okay. Do you have any idea what your little PM to David Hayward cost my son?
Why don't you back off? You don't know what's going on in there.
And you put up with it. Are you that desperate to keep her?
Shut up. You know, your wife called and told me that you were bringing our son to this hearing without me? Who do you think you are? Even your wife knows you're out of line.
Adam Chandler, Jr.? Are you all ready?
Yes, sir. So where's JR? I trust David Hayward with my life. With my life.
He's going to be around your mother's house again. Your mother's house again.
Shall we? This isn't the matter of Adam Chandler, Jr. Is the young man present?
Yes, of course, Your Honor. I was hoping that possibly before we start, I might have a word in private with you before my son comes in.
By private, I hope you're not suggesting I clear my office.
Of course not, Your Honor.
No, of course not. I just mean before we bring JR in here.
What's on your mind, Mr. Chandler?
Your Honor, may I confer with my client a
There's
moment?
no need, Barry. It's all right. My son is a good boy. I don't dispute any of the charges that Officer Perry has made against him. I just hope that we can be aware of the circumstances surrounding this incident. His mother and his stepfather are going through a divorce.
No, we are not going through a divorce. We are separated. We haven't filed for divorce.
No, not yet. My son watched them go through this once before, and the separation and the subsequent divorce took a tremendous toll on him, and now it's happening all over again.
How many times you been divorced, Adam?
You're citing his mother's separation as the reason for your son's behavior.
Yes, absolutely. I certainly am. The boy's under tremendous stress. He's depressed, he's upset, and he's snapped.
He attacked me.
Officer Perry, you're proving my point. You look at you, you're 3 times his size. Did he attack you to hurt you? Or was this a desperate plea for help? Judge, if you knew my child, you'd know how uncharacteristic this all is. He's a very gentle boy who's never been prone to violence. I can't imagine him even capable of doing anything thoughtless or reckless. JR feels terrible about this whole incident.
He mouthed off all the way to the precinct. He didn't sound too contrite to me.
Because he was terrified.
He tried to buy me off, and then hollered for his old man's mouthpiece. He even threatened to have me fired off the force.
He's a sensitive boy who's going through a very difficult time.
He's a rich little punk.
Well, it's not hard to see the prejudice in that statement, officer. Judge, look at his record. The boy's an excellent student. He's an outstanding athlete. He's never been in trouble like this before.
Until he moved in with his father. In a way, Adam is right. My son has taken the separation of me and Tad very hard. He's a very decent boy, and he takes responsibility incredibly seriously until he moved in with his father.
You sent him to me, remember? And since then, I have been a good father to him.
You have corrupted him. Where do you suppose he learned how to bribe a police officer?
Are you implying that I taught him how to bribe a cop?
Says the man who spent his wedding night in jail for the very same reason.
Is this true, Mr. Chandler?
Your Honor, that's not relevant to this case.
It's true. Mr. Chandler was arrested for trying to bribe a police officer while under house arrest.
That's so?
Are we getting off the point
No,
here?
this is exactly the point. My son is emulating my ex-husband's worst qualities. Cheating, lying, manipulating, trying to intimidate people.
I am not a cheater.
Your Honor, I love my son, and that's why I don't want you to give him just a slap on the wrist. Please take everything good about him that we've said into consideration, but as his mother, I feel that it's imperative that he sees that there's consequences to his behavior.
Thank you, Mrs. Martin. I completely agree. Mr. Chandler, bring in your son. Sometime before midnight, please.
Yes.
This is my worst nightmare. All of JR's life, I've been worried that his father's genes are going to someday take possession
Don't
of him.
say it. Don't even think it. JR is going to be fine, I promise, okay? As soon as he gets over this hump, he's going to come home with you.
I've just been so afraid to push, you know? Because I feel so guilty of everything that happened.
You gotta push. Now you gotta get tough with the boy. This last incident proves it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I've got to get him away from Adam, or else he's going to grow up thinking he can get away with anything if he has the money and the power.
If there's plenty of hope. I'd love to spend some more time with him if it's okay with you. I mean, I could always, I could plan a camping trip to Lantano Mountain. I mean, if it's okay. Just, look, we're going to get him back. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
Well, where's your son?
I'm not sure.
What? What are you saying?
Junior seems to have disappeared.
Soda machines. Maybe he went to get something to drink.
No, I checked.
Officer Perry, would you mind having a look around?
Not at all, sir.
This isn't helping your son's case.
Well, thank you for a blaring example of the obvious.
Don't mouth off. What'd you do, stash him someplace?
I don't know where he is. I have
This is
no idea
always
where
your
he is.
fault. You should have let him come in here in the first place.
I was trying to smooth the way. With all these people in here, he was completely intimidated.
The way isn't supposed to be smooth. He assaulted a police officer.
Fine. Take Officer Goliath's side and forget all about your own flesh and blood.
If you don't stop arguing in my chambers, I'll have you all removed.
Adam, please.
Sir? There's no sign of him.
Your Honor, it's getting late.
I agree. I have no choice but to recess this hearing. Adam Chandler is found in contempt of court. I'll finish the paperwork in the morning. Good evening.
Judge. Good night, Judge. I'll call you first thing in the morning. Barry, wait.
I don't know what to do. Where should we look?
Well, he hasn't got his bike with him, so he couldn't have gone very far.
Do you think we should call Derek?
No. No cops.
And what do you know?
Nothing.
Well, then why are you so dead set against calling the cops?
Because he's already running scared. You want to put out an APB, throw him into a panic?
Wait a minute. How do you know he's running scared?
Did you tell him to run? Are you behind this? Because if you are, I swear I'll wring your neck.
Oh, that's lovely. Threaten physical violence. She blames me for the boy's behavior.
You were
Wait.
such a bastard.
Wait. So I'll just focus on JR right now.
We've got to find him, Ted.
Okay. We will.
Give me your cell phone. Where's yours? It's in the car. Can't you wait until you get out there? It's not there. GR stole it. Are you sure? Well, I gave him my keys. He's not there. The car's not there. You figure it out. Come on, answer the phone, damn it.
Turn this down a little? Your phone is ringing.
Yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, that's nice. Fine. What's up? We'll talk, all right? Junior, can you slow it down a little
Really,
bit?
I didn't ask you to get in.
Please, Junior, I got in because I care about you. I know you're having a hard time right now.
What else is new?
Please, Junior. Hello. Let me drive. You don't even have your license yet. You can get into big trouble for this. I care. Now, come on.
Listen, I just want to drive. Is that okay? Don't have to.
Fine. Just slow down a little bit.
What the hell was that? What the hell was that?
The fuel.
What?
Low on fuel.
Oh, great. No gas. Damn it.
Junior, watch out!
JR, are you all right?
What happened?
God, Haley. Yes, this is Adam Chandler. I'm on Route 3, about a mile above Miller's Pond, and there's been a serious one-car accident. I need an ambulance here right away. Yes, right away. About a mile
There,
north
I'm fine.
of Route 3, Miller's Pond. Yes. Hurry up.
Oh, my God. The baby. What did I do?
Haley. Haley, are you all right?
Oh, baby.
Sweetheart, there's an ambulance on the way. Do you hurt any place?
No, actually, I think I'm okay.
Okay, good. Good, I don't smell gasoline, so But I think we should get you out of the car just to be safe. JR, loosen her seatbelt. JR, her seatbelt. Okay. Easy, let me take your arm. All right?
Yeah. JR, honey, are you okay?
How the hell did this happen?
Dad, please, it was an accident.
You're 14 years old. Whatever possessed you to get behind the wheel of a car?
Dad, I'm sorry.
No, sorry doesn't cut it. How could you do something this irresponsible?
I don't know. I saw Mom in the courtroom, and she was standing up for David Hayward. It was like somebody punched me in the stomach. I couldn't even breathe.
You could have killed yourself. Or Haley, your sister, or her unborn baby.
I said I was sorry.
Here comes the ambulance.
That's more than one siren.
Well, the 911...
Somebody called the cops.
The 911 dispatcher probably called the cops, yes.
What happens if they find out that I stole your car?
I'll handle the police. Don't worry about it.
Dad, I'm in enough trouble already.
Thank you for the news flash. Get in the back seat.
Why?
Do what I tell you, damn it. When the police make the report, I was behind the wheel. You got that? I was driving.
You're gonna lie to the police again? Add another cover-up to your resume? Are you nuts?
JR's in enough trouble already.
You're just gonna dig him in deeper.
I don't have time to debate this with you right now.
Well, you better make time, or your son's gonna be doing time for giving false information to the police.
I'll do all the talking.
Oh, well, that's just great. You mean like you did all the talking when we thought Arlene was dead? Look, he screwed up, and he's gonna have to take responsibility for his actions.
When your child is born, you can treat him the way you want. Raise him the way you want. JR is my son, and I know what's best for him.
Are you all right with this? Because I know how easy it is to let Dad jump in and wave his wallet around and make all your problems disappear, but it's not right.
Look, leave him alone. He's got enough problems already.
What if you had killed somebody? What then? I mean, because I have no doubt Dad would absolutely be able to buy your way out of prison. But do you think you'd be able to live with yourself after something like that? Or what if you had killed yourself? Then Dad and all his money and power wouldn't be able to get you out of that mess.
JR, get in the car.
Come on, JR, do the right thing. Tell the cops what really happened.
You called in the 911?
Yes, Officer Perry.
Any injuries?
No, I don't think so. My daughter is pregnant, though. She needs to be checked.
EMTs are on the way. Who's that in the back seat? Well, well, well. If it isn't Kid Fugitive.
Look, my car's been trashed. Doesn't anyone want to know what happened?
Shoot.
All right, a deer ran out of the woods onto the road. I swerved to avoid it. I lost control.
You were driving?
Correct.
I'm sorry, Dad. I can't let you do this.
My daughter needs medical attention. Where the hell are those paramedics?
My father wasn't the one driving the car.
Oh, my God. Adam, what happened here?
I was just explaining to the officers here how JR took my father's car for a joyride. What? Oh, my God, honey, are you okay?
Mom, I was in the car, too.
Are you okay? Oh, my God, the baby.
No, we're fine. We'll be fine, I think.
JR, what are you doing taking your father's car?
Your mother asked you a question. What were you doing driving the car?
Your kid's gonna have to be tested.
For what?
Well, alcohol for one thing.
Don't be absurd. You saw him. He was distraught before he took the car, but he wasn't drunk.
I can vouch for that. He wasn't drinking.
Oh, yeah? Well, what are the odds he was abusing some other kind of drug?
Are you suggesting my son was high when he was driving that car? My God, he's 14 years old.
Come on, I've busted kids younger than that for drug use.
My son does not use drugs. He was upset because he saw his mother in court openly defending the man who'd torn his family apart.
Adam, that's not fair.
If anyone is to blame for this, it's you.
Me?
Yeah, you. You went to look for JR back at the courthouse, so you must have known he'd taken the car.
That's why you didn't want us to involve the cops.
Yeah, well, we're involved now. We want to take your son down to the station.
I forbid it. Excuse me, gentlemen. Harry. Yeah. Would you explain to these officers that their Gestapo tactics don't intimidate me?
Adam, let me handle this. Officers, could we...
Who are you?
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm Barry Shire, Mr. Chandler's attorney.
The high-priced suit. Yeah, we've met.
Oh, yes. That's right. Listen. What's the problem?
There was an accident. And these goons want to take JR down to the police headquarters and give him a drug test. Tell them they have no right.
We've got a kid with no driver's license who drove into a guardrail.
It's standard procedure to check for drugs or alcohol.
Well, not exactly. Well, not when it involves a minor child. Come this way, gentlemen. Let me explain to you. In the case of the state versus...
I don't know what to say. I'm glad you were right.
It's not a big deal, Mom.
Not a big deal. You skipped your court date. You took your dad's car.
I was stressed, okay?
What were you thinking?
I don't know. I'm sorry, okay?
And I understand you were upset because I was defending David, but...
Look, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, okay. But we're going to have to eventually, all right?
What? What are you looking at? You? You remind me of me when I was your age. I hated the world. I don't hate anybody.
Really? You've got something high octane running through your veins, and if it's not anger, what is it?
Nothing. Haley, look. I really hope that your baby's gonna be okay, all right? And I realize that you could have died in the accident, and... Did you really have to tell the cops?
Yeah, I did. Because you own what you do in this world. And if you try to run away from things you've done, you're going to wind up at the bottom of a bottle or with a needle sticking out of your arm.
I'm not that stupid, Haley.
I know you're not, but you've got something under your skin.
I can maintain.
Sure you can. Look, you're a kid with life-size problems, all right? You've got your friends and school and your parents and other kids that you don't like and who knows what else. You know, I used to tell you bedtime stories when you were a baby. But there was one grim fairy tale I left out about the time when I was about your age and I got so high that I thought I could fly off a 6-story building.
What's this got to do with me?
I don't know. Why don't you look me in the eyes and tell me?
Haley, leave it alone, okay? Nothing's going on.
Yeah, believe it or not, I was 14 once, too.
I know. I've seen many pictures. You with black hair looking like Morticia Adams.
Yeah, and I used to sneak booze off of Dad's bar cart in the living room just to try to cope with life.
Do I look drunk to you?
No, but you're definitely not yourself.
Hey, you okay?
Yeah.
How's the baby?
Everything feels the same.
All right, let's get you to the doctor. Come
Well, there's an ambulance coming. I think she'll wait here.
What happened? What were you doing in Adam's car? JR borrowed it. What?
He took Adam's car from the courthouse, and this is what happened.
What are you, crazy? Your sister's pregnant.
Leave him alone, Mateo. He knows what he's done.
Yeah, Adam tried to convince the cops that he was the one driving the car.
Oh, that's great. You're such a wonderful influence on your child.
Excuse me, folks. I just got a call from Judge Stanton. He's ordered your boy remanded to juvenile court tonight.
Any cramping, dizziness, nausea?
Do you think the baby's okay?
We'll locate a heartbeat and then get a better picture with the ultrasound.
An hour ago, the judge remanded JR to my custody.
That was before the kid went off on a joyride in the car.
We have to take him in. And if I refuse?
We haul you in for interfering with an arrest. Man, like father, like son.
Adam, let me see if I can work something out.
Yeah, do. Sweetheart, how you feeling?
I'll be okay once I know the baby's all right.
I'll catch up with you at the hospital.
Haley, I'm really sorry. If anything bad happens...
Don't worry, JR. Everything's gonna be fine.
Come on, we gotta go. Let's go, guys.
Don't worry.
Adam, the judge has ordered JR to submit to a drug test.
What? Now?
Yeah.
You're coming with me, aren't you?
Yes, of course I am. Don't worry, it's a formality. I'll be with you all the way.
Come on, kid. You know the drill. I'm going for a ride.